If I get a golden visa, I will have the same rights as the local people.
They have to pay extra around 1,000 dirhams.
And can you work with golden visa?
It is open for everyone. However,
So the rights between the golden visa and the normal visa are quite similar.
in my opinion, it is ideal for the property investors.
What are the conditions which can lead to the rejection? Hello everyone, today we are talking about residency, golden visas in Dubai, and today we have a special guest, 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐞, who helped us and our clients to get those visas. 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐞, how many visas you managed to get so far for your clients?
Thank you very much, guys, for having me. Prior to podcast, I was just calculating roughly the amount of visas we obtained for the past years, which is roughly over 500 residency visas and the golden visas.
Impressive.
That's a rough number.
So that's the right person to talk to then, right? And we would like to ask you, what are the real benefits of getting the golden visa and who actually needs it?
In my opinion, it is ideal for the property investors, for the entrepreneurs, company owners, for the high income professionals, and also for those ones who would like to leave without renewals. If we are addressing the matter of the benefits of the golden residency visa, then I would like to pay attention to the following advantages. First and foremost, you can sponsor your family members. Also, you can open a personal bank account. You can get a permanent mobile number. And then also you can get access to the overall existing state-of-the-art infrastructure. I'm talking about the schools, kindergartens, utilities. Apart from that, you can also live legally for the long term without a hustle of visa run, traveling in and out. So this is an overall, I would say, the benefits of having a golden residency visa.
And what's the difference between normal visa and the golden visa, if we're gonna talk about the normal one?
This is a good question, but I believe the answer would be obvious. So first and foremost, the difference is in time frame. The golden visa itself is 10 years. A normal UAE residence is 2 years. So obviously we see a big gap in terms of a time frame. The second, I would say, benefit is absence of 6 months rule. So if we know that in practice we have so encountered scores of times when the people having a normal residency visa exceeds outside stay over 6 months, and when they come back, they literally are not allowed to enter. So they have to pay extra around 1,000 dirhams, between 800 and 1,000 dirhams, to apply for the re-entry permit in order to reactivate, let's say, your residency visa. Thus, I would highlight these major two differences between golden visa and the normal UAE residency visa.
How about that last news which I heard, that as long as you have the golden visa and you get in trouble abroad, then the UAE government can take care of you, or that was something recent?
Overall, this is a remarkable news, and I believe this is a huge progress in terms of entertaining your own residents as citizens. And I would say this news definitely changed the minds of people who were doubting whether to apply or not to apply for the golden residency visa. And we have our few customers who just changed their minds, and then they have obtained it for the golden residence visa. But once this news is released, they straightforwardly approach it to us, and we assisted them in applying and getting the 10-year golden visa.
So the rights between the golden visa and the normal visa are quite similar. So the difference is only in the timeline, where you need to visit country once in 6 months if you have a normal visa. With the golden visa, you don't have to. And you can rely on the support of the government if you get in trouble outside, if you have a golden visa.
Yeah, that's
Having
true.
a normal visa, you cannot expect that, right?
Yeah.
Can we actually say that the golden visa holders, they have a similar rights as the local people in UAE? Is it comparable, or?
We are living here a long time. Like, I have a 10-year of experience of living in the UAE, and I would say that in comparing to many countries in the West or the East, the main feature of the UAE is that the rule of law is existing. And when we're talking about the rule of law, that means that overall, even if you are holding a normal residency visa, you can be equally and in a fair term be judged and prosecuted as well. In my opinion, when it comes to the law itself, and we know from many instances which happened in the UAE, it is inclusive to everyone, and the principle of equality is also existing, and I would say implemented. There is also index of the rule of law development, world rule of law development. So the rule of law is implemented in the UAE, and that is why, by the way, the investors are flooding to the UAE, investing their funds in property, in business, and etc.
But let's just dive into details. Some people, they have an assumption, if I get a golden visa, I will have the same rights as the local people. Of course, a part of buying in certain areas, which is not applicable to the foreigner investors when it is about the leasehold and the freehold areas. Is there any similarity between the golden visa holder rights and just local people rights?
There is a distinction, a definite distinction between the citizen and the residency visa holders, right? So this is a first thing which we never need to forget. And there is also a stated law about the freehold, for example, lands or properties, and also the lands and properties which are dedicated for the citizens, for example.
Golden visa will not change that, so you can't really buy in the certain areas, no matter what visa do you have.
Definitely
Apart of this, is there any other changes or differences?
I'm not sure, but the UAE is very famous for being and undertaking the change management overall, and the change management, I would say, is a kind of a motto of the country, where it progresses exponentially, and we might see in future some kind of changes, which is definitely will be comfortable for the investors, for the businessmen, and for the residents who are working and bringing a huge value for the development of the UAE.
I think it's a great point, right? And can you work with golden visa?
If you're holding a golden visa, definitely you can apply for the work permit. It depends definitely on the jurisdiction. You can work in any entity. Applying for the work permit. It can be an entity based in the free zone or on the mainland, doesn't matter. It will allow you to work.
And you can run your own company as well. You can open your own company if you already have existing golden visa.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes.
And who can get a visa? Are there any restrictions on certain nationalities or any other restrictions, or anyone can apply for it?
I would say it is open for everyone. However, there can be a hindrance, basically based on the security background, or, for example, if the person has some health issues, right, then definitely they will be rejected to obtain residency visa. No, it doesn't matter whether it is a golden visa or a normal residency visa.
What are the conditions which can lead to the rejection?
If the person is sick with such illnesses like AIDS or tuberculosis, for example, yeah, this kind of major diseases, then they definitely will be rejected and deported from the country.
I believe some criminal records maybe, or some background check.
Absolutely, and if it comes to the security background, then definitely yes, if the person has some, I would say, dark side from his past, then he might be rejected as well.
So everyone can apply, but you have to pass a certain compliance.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
If we talk about obtaining a golden visa through properties, what are the thresholds in order to get it?
So there are, I would say, two trending options. So we are speaking about two major trending thresholds. If the property cost is over 750, then you can apply for a 2-year residency visa, and if it is more than 2 million dirhams, then you can qualify for the 10-year golden visa.
And it shouldn't be one property only. I can have 3 properties overall combining 2 million dirhams,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I can get golden visa?
Yeah, definitely you can combine several properties, asserting one individual, and then you can get a golden visa, a 10 years golden visa, yes.
And if I sell one property and then it's less than 2 million dirhams, I will be losing it, right?
If there are several properties which are overall combined and reaches the amount of the 2 million dirhams, and you one property you are going to sell, then you will lose your golden residency visa, because you will have to cancel your residency visa, that quota which you have obtained, and release that property. And then if we see that the market is soaring, then you can apply for the reevaluation. And then if we see that the property is I mean, like remaining properties are hitting 2 million dirhams, then definitely with the new valuation certificates, you can apply for the golden visa.
So you are not linked to the property price by the time you bought it. Yeah, so the property price follows the market, and you could always reevaluate it.
Definitely, because valuation certificate is one of the important documents.
Can property be mortgaged in order to get the golden visa, or can you pay it within the payment plan, or the full amount of the actual price has to be paid in advance in order to receive the golden visa?
You can apply for the golden visa if the property is mortgaged, with I mean, like, which is where the paid up capital reaches over 20% of the total amount. Then you can apply for the 10-year golden visa via mortgage, providing the NOC from the bank and confirming that you already paid the 20% of the total amount.
All right, and about the payment plan?
Off-plan, you mean? If you're buying an off-plan
Off-plan, yeah.
properties?
So overall, you can apply for the golden visa if 24% of the payment overall from the overall payment amount has been paid to the developer, and the developer definitely must be reliable, and the progress of the construction should be every time in a progress status.
More than zero.
As I heard.
More than
For
zero,
sure,
yes,
yeah.
definitely, yeah.
But there are some exceptions from certain developers, as we
Yeah.
heard.
And regarding the family, can a visa holder sponsor his family, brother, mother, kids, husband, or there are certain criteria only?
Yes, one of the, I would say, important and advantages of having a visa is that you can apply for the family member sponsorship. You can sponsor your definitely wife, kids, and you can also sponsor your father and mother. You can also sponsor your daughter, unmarried daughter. Doesn't matter how many years. There is no age limit for the unmarried daughter, and also you can also be a sponsor of your son up to 25 years.
25?
Yes. So
Oh.
while he's studying at university in the UAE, for example.
And daughter until like 40, in case you decide not to get married.
Yes.
And what are the additional costs?
The extra costs, definitely you need to apply for the birth certificates, which has to be legally attested. Then you have to provide with the property itself, I mean like title deed. And then there will be costs which is varying between 3,000 and 5,000 dirhams to sponsor your family members, each family member, I mean.
Let's just take an example. Let's say there is a family of 3, yeah? Husband, wife, and 1 kid.
Okay.
So husband bought a property worth of 2 million and he wants to get his golden visa. How much it will cost him to get the visa itself, and how much it will cost him to sponsor his wife and a daughter?
Overall, for the major fundament for the husband to apply for the golden visa, it will cost, the government fees we are talking about is around 10,000 plus dirhams. And then once he will apply for the wife and for the kid, it will cost him extra around 10,000 dirhams. So overall, he has to save and plan for his budget around, I would say, roughly 22,000 dirhams of the government fees.
All right, so 10,000 for him and 5,000 for each member family.
Yeah, exactly, because we are also adding some insurance fees as well. So overall, roughly, it might also increase, definitely, but still, this is a rough calculation.
Okay, if it's parents and kids, then they need to have a birth certificate, which is legally attested and translated. If it is husband and wife,
Then, yeah, marriage certificate.
marriage certificate, right?
Yes,
Okay, also legally translated and attested and so.
absolutely, yeah.
Any additional documents to the people who are being sponsored? Like you mentioned, insurance, anything else?
Insurance must be obtained definitely for kids, for the wife. If we are talking about, for example, a normal residency visa, he must have a salary certificate from the jurisdiction. It can be, he must have also, in some Emirates, he must have a property. In Dubai, nowadays, it's not applicable. So these are the basic requirements which we have already mentioned over here.
So the extra cost, property, insurance, and the documents which actually prove and link the visa holder to his family members.
That's true, yeah.
And how long it usually takes to get it?
If we're talking about the time frame, then to apply for the golden visa or a normal residence visa, it will take around 5-7 working days. And also it can go up to 2 weeks. And to get a residency visa for the family members, usually it can be done within a week.
Kshat, and what are the main mistakes that people make when they're trying to obtain for golden visa through property purchase?
Overall common mistakes are linked towards the documentation itself. Some people consider it too simply. For example, when there is certain requirements for the photo, for example, right, with on a white background, it's just
Take
normal,
selfie.
take a selfie exactly on the iPhone and then share it. Is it fine to apply and to get it? Apart from that, sometimes they just, again, we are speaking about the documentation part, the scanned documents of the passports, for example, and entry stamps on the passports, sometimes just make a photo where the two fingers are also can be seen in those so-called scanned documents. So these are overall common mistakes which we encounter, and then definitely we do work in terms of rectifying it with the customer itself.
So it's like mainly related to documents, let's say, and not proceeding it correctly, right?
Yeah, definitely. Mainly it is related to the documents. We have never encountered with major mistakes from my experience. So we usually and the daily encounter with this kind of, I would say it has become kind of a routine work for us, where we have to explain to our customers that these are the requirements and this should be in this way to be done.
Is golden visa linked to certain passports? Let's say if the client he has two passports and he purchased the property with a certain passport, and can he apply for a visa and link it to another one? Is it linked, however, or how does it work?
Definitely, it is linked to the one document, let's say, to the one passport. And first and foremost, you can't arrive to the UAE with the second passport. You can arrive to the UAE only with the first document, I mean the document which is linked already to the residency visa. This is a major rule. So if you would like to work on mainly with the second document, then you have to do the changes, to apply for changes of the residency visa from one document to the another passport. And then you can work with that one, because in the residency visa itself, you can find passport number, which is already mentioned in the residency visa itself. So it is definitely linked to each other.
And does golden visa make any advantages towards the bank to open the bank accounts? Is it easier to open the bank account having a golden visa rather than just a normal visa?
I would say it is, from our experience, it's easier to open a bank account for the salaried person who holds a normal residency visa. 10-year golden visa does not give any, I would say, advantage for the bank, because banks, financial institutions, they do follow their own compliance rules. Definitely there are instructions from the central bank of the UAE as well. So opening a bank account definitely depends on the total profile of the customer itself.
What are the other myths you heard about the golden visa? Like similar to the one we discussed. I hear that a lot from clients, that having golden visa almost makes you a local person in terms of the rights, which is not totally right. And there are some rumors about the bank accounts, etc. So anything else you could share with us?
We're getting confused, I guess, of the passport which Durov and others got, no? They think it's like a citizenship.
Yeah, there is certain myth about this one. I even heard that some golden visa holders, they can get in discounts on even utilities as well, which is basically not true. So we have to differentiate, right, between citizenship, 10-year golden visa and residency visa. And overall, this is in the section of the residency visa. So it does not give you a certain rights which can be entertained by citizens of this country, for example, right? So I heard about this only, that there can be discounts on the utilities, which is not true.
What about color of ID? I've heard that people are assuming that the ID should be different, maybe made of gold in some cases, or different color because you're holding golden visa, you know?
I'm not sure about desires of and maybe assumptions of some people how it should look like, but I think it looks like very well nowadays. It really differentiates, and you can overall identify that the person holds a golden visa because of the golden stamp.
So you can, right? There is something gold.
A minor golden stamp, you can find it, yeah, and on Emirates ID.
If you're gonna take the most popular ways of getting resident visa in Dubai, what are those?
I would say number one is still through the company ownership. Number 2 is the real estate owners. And the number 3 is for the, I would say, nomads, remote workers, who do also consider UAE as, first of all, safest and the cozy place.
How about investment in the banks? They're not that popular anymore?
It is popular, by the way, but I would not say that it is popular in comparison with above mentioned one. But still, it exists.
But can I ask, you deposit this 2 million and you have to hold it for 10 years if you want to keep your visa, or you can invest it somewhere, let's say?
You don't hold it for 10 years. You hold it for 2 years.
Okay.
And some banks do offer some interest rate on top of it. It is also a good option of getting the UAE Golden Visa.
Can you actually combine 2 ways of getting Golden Visa? Let's say I'd like to invest 1 million dirhams into the bank deposit and 1 million into the property. Can I combine these 2 and get a Golden Visa?
No.
It has to be only one of those, right?
Definitely, because it's contradicting to the rules set forth already. No, it's not possible.
I have a question regarding the changes. For example, as you mentioned before, that UAE government is trying to change and implement new things which are always for the best of the residents and citizens. And what the investor who is applying for Golden Visa need to keep in mind in case of those changes? Are there any risks for foreigners or residents?
This is a very good question. The change in rules or overall the changes which are happening to make easy to do business, to do the life comfortable for everyone in the UAE, I would not say that there will be any kind of a major changes which will be against the rights of the investors. So I wouldn't say there are some certain risks you might expect.
They might expect better advantages.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than risk.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you should expect obtaining a Golden Visa in Dubai.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Your life might get better. Be careful.
Be careful, yeah.
I think it's a good point to finish our discussion for today. Thank you, 𝐼𝐸, for coming. And I think people now can have a peace of mind, right? How does it work? What they need to do? How much it costs? How long it takes? And if you need any help with property purchasing or visas, you can contact us in the comments and we will be happy to assist you.
Thank
Awesome.
you very much.
Thank you very much for your time as well.